All right, back again, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to take my hat off because I take my hat off to this man who's been my friend since, God, years and years now.
We don't want to think back that far.
Keith Byars. Keith Byars, you all know from the Miami Dolphins, Ace Ventura movies and such. Keith, today we're just talking in general. We're coming off the cuff as we're doing on YouTube now, and I just want to just let people know from down in the heart, especially about what Johnny Manziel and then all the other stuff that's going on with the young gentleman with the marijuana that should have went #1 last night. Uncle turned him in because he didn't want to give me any money, and now he went to number 13. He lost probably about like $32 million or something like that from what they said. Right. But just off the cuff, Keith, what can you say, man? How can we direct people, not just in high school and elementary school, but how about in business? They got to be smarter than these things, right. Keith.
You're right. I mean, it's something that President Obama talked about a couple of years ago, an initiative he tried to was putting in as far as, being your brother's keeper. And, that's what, we have to do that, on every level, whether you're in sports or out of sports, and you just got to look out for each other. Like the old African proverb says, it takes a village to raise a child, and that's really important. You can't wait till you get to college, really, before you even get to high school. It starts in the younger ages and being mentors, to these kids, to show them, all the pitfalls that you can be faced with, the good things and the bad things, and just always, prepare them and be proactive and talk to these guys instead of that. So now, what happened to the player from Ole Miss, last night at the draft, people saying, hey, this is a lesson learned. No, that is true, but you got to learn a lesson well before that. I hope others are watching him and seeing what can happen, because you think it's this little party that I'm gonna have fun, a couple of years ago, and it's never gonna come back to haunt you. But today in social media, those days are over with. Yeah. But it's all, going back, being your brother's keeper and looking out for each other and surround yourself, with good people. And that starts well before you get into the spotlight, and it starts in the home and goes out into your neighborhood, and then from your neighborhood into your city, and your city to your state, and then next into the rest of the country. Because the impact that you do, it's always going to the seed that you sow as a young kid is going to, when it comes out and flourish. If you sow good seed, it's going to grow in good ground. But if you put those seeds in bad ground, it's going to reap the wrong kind of harvest. And that's one of the things that happened to you. Yeah, I mean, when I look at 35-year-old Keith Byars and 45-year-old Keith Byars and now 52-year-old Keith Byars, if he can talk to the 22-year-old Keith Byars, he'd be a much brighter person. And fortunately, I had a great foundation growing up with my mother and my father. They laid a great foundation for me to follow. But they can only take me so far, and at some point they had to, kick me out of the nest and let me fly. And when you're being a trailblazer, being a professional athlete, you're going to make some mistakes, and I'm not perfect. I've made a few, but I had a great foundation to land on, and to help me, stay up in the air. I may have started at 30,000 feet and dropped down to 15,000, but I never hit the ground. And that's because I had a great foundation. I always knew how to fly, and it avoided me to keep it even keel and keep flying. Not at 30,000 feet. That's for the young people. That's for the young birds. I'm an older bird now, but I still get there. I can get there. I don't have to, fly as high to get there, point A to point B. But I do make sound decisions, on and off the field and in life. And it's carried me this far with the help of the Lord, and I know I can go even farther.
Thank you.